So basically, you have to, the only solution is to become conscious, and then the compulsive patterns will just disappear. Really, that is because remember, the walls of safety that you're building today are the walls of imprisonment for tomorrow. But you gotta see that there's a fine line between developing so-called good habits and being disciplined, and the point where you become obsessive about it. Do have to create certain patterns for certain situations, but here's the thing, we can create them consciously. So you can create your habits consciously, okay? Like, there's a quote like, the chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. So you have Hey there, Monica here. Long time no see. I know. Hope you missed me. Don't worry, I won't be going so often from now on. So, I wanted to talk to you about how to overcome the compulsive nature that you've been gathering. Now, in order to understand this, I want to talk a little bit. So, what is this compulsive nature? Because people maybe, they're wondering, what is this chick talking about? What's a compulsion? So basically, a compulsion means when a cyclical pattern is happening within you due to a certain memory of the past that's been repeating itself again and again until it becomes a compulsion. Basically, a compulsion means when certain cyclical patterns are taking over you that are created due to certain memory imprints from the past, genetic or karmic, and they're taking over you, and now it's becoming a compulsion that you either can't stop, can't control, or don't even know of its existence. So it's very, very important in your life to take care of this aspect, because being compulsive is something that human beings shouldn't really deal with in their lives, we're beings, not creatures, yes. So now, part of a spiritual process, that's what actually a spiritual process means, to overcome compulsions. Now, how do you overcome compulsions? Basically, that means that you're increasing your awareness to the level where you become conscious and you see the compulsions for what they are, and you kind of overwrite that memory that you've been writing wrong before, unconsciously. Yes. So that is the secret. Now, you have to understand that habits themselves are a cyclical pattern and the compulsive way to be. Now, let's say, for example, that your doctor told you, yes, that you need to drink 3 liters of water per day to be healthy. And now, suppose you're not that thirsty and you don't feel the need to drink that much. Now you're going to say, okay, so at 12 o'clock, I'm going to drink 1 liter. At 3 o'clock, I'm going to drink another liter. At 6 o'clock, I'm going to drink another liter. There we have it, 3 liters, and it doesn't matter if I'm thirsty or not. So let's say you're stupid enough to do that. It's silly, because you should drink water when you're thirsty. Yes. Now, if you keep doing this, let's say for a week or 2 or 3, I don't know. Let's say you keep drinking the water whether you need it or not. Now, this is going to become a habit. Once it became a habit, oh my God, I think there's a snake here. Holy shit. Sorry about that. I don't have the snake antidote with me, so I had to move along a little bit. Okay. So, what was I saying? Yes. So basically, there's no such thing as good habits, because all habits are bad. Because what does a habit mean? It means you repeat something for so many times that now it becomes a habit that you do it unconsciously without actually thinking about it, right? So I know that this might sound like very efficient to some of you guys, like, ooh, I'm disciplined now. Well, maybe you're disciplined, but that discipline and those habits will entrap you, There's a quote like, the chains of habit are too light to be felt until they're too heavy to be broken. So you have to understand that habits and being disciplined is not always necessarily a good thing for you. It's not always a conscious way to be. And let's think about Hitler. Now, that guy was one of the most efficient and disciplined guys in the history of humanity. And look at all the things that he did. It was inhuman, right? So, of course, now I'm not saying that you gotta walk around in your life and do everything random because you don't want to be disciplined. Of course, that, especially if you live in society, or wherever you live, these things are needed. So, we do have to create certain patterns for certain situations. But here's the thing, we can create them consciously. So, you can create your habits consciously, okay? Like, my goodness. Oh, it's a bird. No snake. But you gotta see that there's a fine line between developing so-called good habits and being disciplined, and the point where you become obsessive about it. The point where it's more like you entrap yourself in a cage. Do you know that if you put a bird in a cage for a couple of years, or it grows that way, now one day if you open the cage, it will never fly again. And unfortunately, this is happening to so many people, and to such a large percentage of humanity, because people are operating based on creating habits and acting compulsive and not thinking about the action that they're taking, basically. So if you need habits in your life, we all do. If you need discipline in your life, we do. But you gotta do it consciously for certain situations when it is needed. And you can walk away anytime and stop repeating it when it is not needed. And you have to look at it from a fresh perspective every day, every week, every month of your life. Is this still needed in my life? Right? Can I improve it? Can I not? Am I becoming too strict about it? Am I becoming obsessed about it? I mean, have you seen those people? There are some people, they like, if they don't take their coffee at 9 o'clock in the morning, it's like all their day is ruined. Okay, you don't want to be like that. So we create habits for certain situations when it is needed, for as long as it is needed, but it doesn't become part of your system. It doesn't become a wall of self-preservation. You have to keep expanding. You have to be growing and expanding your life. Because remember, the walls of safety that you're building today are the walls of imprisonment for tomorrow. Now, I've been talking a lot about compulsion, but I didn't talk about, okay, let's say you do have these problems, right? You do have compulsive patterns. You do have many habits. You are overly disciplined. You are taking conscious without being able to stop or to see if it's a conscious action. Are you aware of it? Yes. So how to overcome compulsiveness? Now, compulsiveness is not something that you can punch in the face and it will go away, like you want to do to some of your so-called friends, perhaps. I've seen that a lot, or to your husband, or in a relationship. So it doesn't work there either. So basically, the only solution is to become conscious, and then the compulsive patterns will just disappear. Really, that is it. It sounds so simple, isn't it? It's just like, but people don't do it, It's just like, let's say you're in the dark now, right? So you're in the dark, it's pitch black, and you don't see a thing. And you want there to be light, right? You want to be light. So now, what do? So here's what most people do. They're gonna start punching in the darkness, thinking that they have to beat the darkness ass. The darkness is ass until it goes away. Is the darkness gonna go away? No. So what do you have to do? Only light can chase away darkness, okay? You're not gonna punch it. So basically, you have to turn on the light. Yes? You have to light that bulb of consciousness that is in every one of you guys. And look at your life. Look at every habit that you have since the moment you wake up until you go to bed. See how many of them are needed. See how strict you are. See how disciplined you are. See to what extent is it holding you back or pushing you forward. To what extent it's really just making your life easier, or it's really an unnecessary burden. So remember, guys, it's good to have habits that help you in your life. They're needed. But do not let it go to the extent where you're building compulsive habits. Yes, compulsive patterns, that they become part of your system to the point where you cannot stop it. So you gotta always look at your life, see where you stand, see what is needed, and implement certain habits there where it is needed, to the extent that it is needed, for the length that is needed. And if you see these patterns repeating in your life, these cyclical patterns, and if you find yourself imprisoned by them, then the only thing that will work is to turn the light on. Do not try to beat the darkness. You just gotta turn the light on, and it's there within you, because the only way out is in. Yes, I've been saying this again and again. So there you have it, guys. That's what I had for you today, and I'm gonna go enjoy this beautiful scenery. So don't forget to give me your beautiful thumbs up and like and share, and let this video go across to other people who need it. So thank you so much, and a big kiss for you. Bye bye.